Hello everyone. A very good evening to all of you. It is indeed a lovely evening because the weather is really nice out there. Am I audible? Online students, am I audible to you? Hi everyone. So, it is a good evening. The weather is really nice and indeed a good time to review your geography preparation. Geography preparation, why? Because wherever I used to talk about the three core areas from where a lot of questions, the bulk questions of UPSC prelims are being asked, it remained polity, economy, and geography. And in geography also, a lot of you must be struggling because it seems to be factual. It is not factual per se, it is a science of mapping, science of places. And so there needs to be a scientific method to approach geography and specifically the part of mapping and the places and news. In today's session, we are going to discover how to strategize and align our geography strategy, especially to deal with the area of places and news mapping, from where more than 50 questions have been asked in the last 7 years. Such has been the importance of this particular topic, and I as a mentor felt responsible towards teaching you important places in news, and I will also try to cover a lot of places in news in my upcoming sessions, but today we are going to start with the strategy session. And I'm also heading, my name is Richa Sharma, I'm also heading the Step Up Mentorship Program at your own institute, Vajiram Ravi, and I'm very glad to announce an important notification today. This is about the scholarship test, the first scholarship test of 2027 batch students. This is going to happen on 20th of April. On 20th of April, is my voice fine now? Okay. So on 20th of April, what are we going to do? We are conducting our first ever scholarship test for admissions into Step Up Mentorship Batch of 2027, wherein we will not only give you personalized mentorship, but you will also be mentored by the toppers, by the faculties of our institute, and at the same time you will have a smart tracker, you will have smart current affair classes, you will have essay classes, you will have revision mentorship sessions, and a lot of other sessions like those that I teach. Alright, so with this, let's first gauge and try to understand what is your standing with respect to geography preparation. Are you all ready to see this? Please see this question and try to answer it. And be honest, do not Google. Consider the following countries. I am giving you 5 countries. I am giving you 5 countries. These are African countries. Could you tell me how many of them are there in the Sahel region of Africa? How many of them? First of all, do you know what is Sahel region? This is a very important region. Questions on these countries which are pertaining to Sahel has been asked multiple times. Why? Because of poverty, malnourishment, because of military coups that very frequently happen. So the Sahel region is a transitional zone between the desert and the savannas in the Africa. Are you able to answer this question? How many? Are all of these countries a part of Sahel? No. So first of all, one country is not a part of Sahel. That is, can you tell me which country is not a part of Sahel? It is Egypt. Egypt is not a part of Sahel. There are more such regions which are more frequently asked by UPSC. So in today's session, I will ensure that we are finishing these important regions. We are learning it today. In today's session, we will also see how to make good notes with respect to places in news, how to cover the important places in news, because every day, more than 20 to 30 places in news gets featured every single day. But is it possible to cover all those places in news? Because if I take an account of, let's say, last 2 years from where the questions could be picked by this year's UPSC examiner, it would comprise of more than 5,000 places in news. Is it possible for me to read every city, every country that has been featured? No. So prioritization is very important. Which places should you read? What themes you must cover? These are the areas which we need to know. One such area, one such region which could be asked this time is Sahel. So we'll be reading about this, but for now the answer is only 4. You have to eliminate Egypt from here. Others are comprised under the Sahel region. Another question, this is an expected question of UPSC 2026. Can you answer this question? The Zangezur region through which a proposed corridor is planned to pass lies within the territory of which of the following countries? Is it Turkey, Georgia, Armenia, Iran? Can you answer this? I think one person has answered. So can you answer this? Gajanan has answered that this is C. The answer to this is Armenia. Now students, if you're still not confident about these two questions, which means we are pretty much lagging in the geography part. We are pretty much lagging in the it's not Georgia, it is Armenia. It is a disputed region between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So nevertheless, there were two questions. These are important questions expected to be asked in this year's prelims. If you are not already prepared for them, we will see how to make you adept, how to make you prepared with regards to it. And for this, I am also happy to announce a small course free of cost on YouTube, which will make you cover 100 plus places in just 50 minutes. I'm going to cover places from more than 1.5 years, roughly 1.5 to 2 years places will be included into this. It would count up to more than 100 places, and we are going to wind up very quickly in 15 minutes. But before approaching this session, we must know the strategy as to how to take care of the places in news and this particular topic, which is very, very important. So, coming to the first keynote of the day. What are the important themes? See, you must be coming across a lot of places in news, videos or PDFs or current affair compilation. But not all of them are that equally important. Some of them are more important, some of them are less important. So the first method to resolve the problem of places in news is to compartmentalize, which means whenever you come across any places in news, judge it whether it classifies under the following category or not. Let's say you have already taken down the notes or you're planning to take down the notes of places in news. Now, whenever you refer any PDF or video, you must be seeing a lot of places in news. How to filter them out? You need to filter them on the basis of following categories in the order of prioritization. The most important category is which you must prioritize whenever you see any conflicted area, any place in news. For example, Venezuela, for example, Greenland, for example, Iran, for example, Strait of Hormuz, all of them have been in news. Why? Because they are conflict-ridden. Do we agree? So whenever you highlight, whenever you see any area which is conflict-ridden, we need to specifically point out and we need to specifically prioritize it. Got it? Next is nations which are aggrieved by the USA's ambitions, which obviously includes Venezuela, which includes Greenland, it includes Iran, because a lot of nuclear facilities in USA. We all know about this, right? So US affected areas are specifically important for this year. Next topic is any strategic place. The last corridor that we read, the Zangezur corridor, similarly, the Lachin corridor, the Philadelphia corridor, the Netrazim corridor. Why are they important? They are important, or let's say some important port is getting created. For example, the Duqm port of Oman, it is a strategic port of India. For example, the Chabahar port of Iran, again strategic port of India. So why are these important? Because they have a strategic significance for the geopolitics. So again, whenever you come across anything which has a strategic relevance, mostly pertaining to the ports and the corridors and the pipelines, questions on pipelines are also asked, right? The Sumed pipeline, you remember, that was also asked. So we have to highlight and take notes of these areas as well. Next topic is areas which are affected by environmental degradation, climate change. How many of you have analyzed the PYQs? If you have done, you would understand that a lot of questions have been asked on the areas which are degraded. For example, the Sahel region undergoing heavy desertification. Then the drying lakes of the world. For example, has been asked. So why are they asking these things? Because they are suffering from climate change. So for example, recently Gardi Sugdub Island was in news. Why was it exactly? Tapi pipeline was also asked. Very, very good. This is how I want this interaction to be. You should also be telling your inputs. You should also be telling your answers. And you should take notes of this particular session. Now, the next point. The next point is, yeah, so I was obviously talking about the Gardi Sugdub Island. Can you tell me why was it in news? Gardi Sugdub Island was in news because heavy displacement of the indigenous people happened because of the sinking of the island. The sinking happened because of the rise of sea level. Where is it located? It is a Caribbean island. Got it? Next, disasters. Now, when I talk about disasters, you don't have to take notes of every earthquake and every other volcano that is getting erupted across the world. But some volcanoes are more important. For example, the Haile Gubbi volcano of Ethiopia. Why is it important? Why is it more important than others? Because it erupted for the first time in this epoch. In the Holocene epoch, it has erupted for the first time ever. So, it was a big news. So, disasters like these, they become more important. So, first of all, in today's session, we have read what are the important mapping themes which you should not neglect at any cost. Okay? Very good. One person has highlighted that it is near Panama. Gardi Sugdub Island is near Panama. Very good. Okay. Now, as I talk about the first theme, which was the conflict zones, one area or one particular country from where a lot of questions have been asked in PYQ, and I believe it will again be asked this time because military coups, tribal conflicts are going on over there. It is Sudan. Lot of cities were in news, but one particular island was in news. That was the Tuti Island. Tuti Island was in news, and it belongs to which country? It belongs to Sudan. It belongs to Sudan. And can you locate where exactly Sudan is there? In the map of Africa, where is it located? Sudan is located over here. Is Sudan a landlocked country? No, it is not a landlocked country. Is it a part of Sahel region? Is Sudan a part of Sahel region? Everyone pay attention. Is it a part of Sahel? Yes, it is a part of Sahel. We will see what is Sahel and what does it and how does it look like. We will be seeing that. But it is a part of Sahel. And it has other geographies. For example, we have Nubian desert in the east. We have Libyan desert and Mara mountains in the west. Physiography is also important. Where are Mara mountains? Mara mountains are in Sudan. What is the capital of Sudan? It is Khartoum. Khartoum is also the city which is lying at the convergence of Blue Nile River and the White Nile River. And where this convergence is happening near Khartoum, on that convergence of White Nile and Blue Nile, on that convergence lays the Tuti Island. And this was in news because again some heavy conflict happened in this particular island. Again, when we talk about Sudan, it also comprises of Sahel region. It comprises of two mountains, the Nuba mountain and the Mara mountain. And there are certain regions where tribal conflicts are happening more as compared to other regions, which is mainly lying to the west of the Sudan. So one such region is the Darfur region. You must have seen Darfur was featured in news again and again. So where does Darfur lies? Please note it down. Darfur lies in Sudan. The Abyei region. The Abyei region, let me pick the pen. Abyei region is located between Sudan and South Sudan. This is Abyei region. Again, pretty much in news because it was a conflict-ridden zone. But these are the regions, the states that we are referring to. There are certain cities which have been particularly in news because of the police action. It was in PYQ also. Very good. You are able to recall that. That's beautiful. So again, some places which were in news, some cities specifically that were in news was Kordofan and Al Fashar. This is Al Fashar and this is Kordofan. So if you will get match the column with respect to Al-Fashar, what will you match up with? You will match it up with South Sudan or Sudan. It lies in Sudan. Kordofan lies in Sudan. Abyei lies between, it is a disputed area between Sudan and South Sudan. This is how Sudanese look like. They seem very happy but going through one of the worst malnutritions faced by humanity. Okay, so the important areas that we have read is Darfur, Abyei, Kordofan and Al-Fashar city. In the PYQ, since such a humanitarian crisis is going on, so obviously there is a necessity to build refugee camps. Certain refugee camps from Sudan itself were in news. And this one was asked in UPSC also. This is the Tawila refugee camp. This is a Tawila refugee camp. So, we are done with one country, which is Sudan. And this is something which is highly prelims probable for 2026. In this year's prelims, one amongst these places could get featured because they were heavily in news and pretty much important for exam point of view. Got it? Moving to the next place. Again, a prelims probable areas which are attacked by USA, and I am trying to feature the country Iran over here. In Iran, multiple places were in news because of different reasons. Let us have a look on the reasons. So first is the nuclear and the research sites which were attacked by the USA. What are the name of these sites? These are very, very important. Do take notes of it. One is the Natanz facility, the Fordo facility and the Isfahan facility. These are the nuclear facilities of Iran that were bombed by USA. Next, certain military infrastructure that was bombed by USA. It was attacked by US military. These were Kermanshah, Loristan and Tabriz. So you would get asked that you have to match Tabriz with the country, and the country is Iran. Now many of you would be already knowing about the Natanz facility and the Fordo facility and the Qom because they were pretty much in news, but there were other areas as well. And I believe that given the depth UPSC is demanding these days, all of these cities becomes equally important. So we have covered two broad areas from Iran. One, the nuclear and the research site. Second, the military and the government infrastructure. Third heading, the naval bases that were attacked. One very important base that was attacked was Bandar Abbas, the port of Bandar Abbas. The port of Bandar Abbas was attacked and this port was nearby Strait of Hormuz. This is nearby the Strait of Hormuz. Now, since Strait of Hormuz is very much in news, you could also get asked about whether this strait connects Red Sea with Indian Ocean or Persian Gulf with Indian Ocean. So, Strait of Hormuz connects Red Sea or Persian Gulf with Indian Ocean. Can you answer that? Very good. Lovely participation. One person is saying that the INSTC corridor also passes through this. Very good. So, the Strait of Hormuz connects Persian Gulf with Indian Ocean. Talking about the fourth, which is the other sides, the important cities that were attacked. The most important one is Qom. Qom, Karaj, Urmia. Urmia. You remember Lake Urmia. Lake Urmia is also a drying lake. So, Urmia was also attacked. Zanjan and Shiraz. These are all the important cities that could be asked with respect to Iran because Iran was in news. Now, if you have seen UPSC PYQs, there is one very prominent theme. Whenever a country is in news, let's say Afghanistan was in news, so what did they ask? They asked about the neighboring countries of Afghanistan because they expected that at least you should have seen Afghanistan on World Atlas. If not read the entire geography, physical and political geography of Afghanistan, at least see where is it located. So similar expectation would they be having for Iran? Yes, so what they could ask now is what are the neighboring countries of Iran? So the neighboring countries towards the right are Turkmenistan, Afghanistan and Pakistan. You can remember it in the form of mnemonic. Kind of try to create mnemonic out of all these neighboring countries. This is also something that I'll be preaching in this session. Yes, so we are resuming again. There was a little bit of technical glitch. Really sorry for that. And now resuming back to the topic of Iran. So what I was telling is that in order to remember the neighboring countries, since there would be a lot of them, so we have to create mnemonic of one kind or the other. It should be personal to you, different for me. It's completely fine, but try to create some mnemonic. For example, let me give you an example. Iran, erstwhile known as Persia, is surrounded by two water bodies. Caspian Sea on the north and Persian Gulf upon the name. Persian Gulf and Caspian Sea to north and south. These are water bodies. So we need to tap the water, right? So in the eastern side, there are tap countries. Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Please remember, it is not Tajikistan. It is Turkmenistan. Make sense? Now, moving towards the western countries of Iran. This is very important. Right now, if you will take notes of it, you will remember it for a longer period of time. So don't just sit over there, look into the screen and think that if she is narrating, it is entering into my brain. Whenever you will make effort for something, then only your brain will appreciate and it will try to remember that particular fact. So now moving towards the western part of Iran. So we have got Azerbaijan, we have got Armenia, very important fact, even Armenia shares border with Iran. Then we have Iraq, which shares border. And now you could be asked whether Kuwait shares border with Iran. It's very close by, very nearby. But students, Kuwait does not share its border with Iran. Getting it? So will you now be able to recall all the bordering countries of Iran? Because this is again an important question, potential question of this year. Got it? So we have learned Iran, and similarly, you should be learning about the other US based countries. Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, you can obviously wait for my lecture, which will be released in the next week. And I'll try to cover all the important countries that are attacked by USA, the important sites which were in news, and what all questions UPSC can create out of it. So we're going to do that holistic exercise. The videos are going to be made static, so they will not be there in the live mode. You can find them in the video section of our channel. Got it? Now, what I want you all to do is to take up the active recalling exercise with me, because this is something that will help you to take notes. Whenever I learn something with respect to places in news, there is one thing to go too much in depth and to learn everything about that place, and there's another thing to learn at least the one basic fact that is required for you to crack that particular question in the upcoming question paper. So what I mean to say is, this is how you should be creating notes. The moment you have read something, the moment you have read, let's say, 7 places in news, try to recall it immediately. So question number 1, Zangezur region is located in which country? In Armenia. Manu Devakar has already answered. Now second question, Darfur and Abyei region are located in which country? Darfur and Abyei region, Turkey is sharing. Darfur and Abyei region in Sudan. Very good. So this is Sudan. अब आगे चलते हैं. Next बताइए. The Com Natanz Fordo facility attacked by USA. They are based out of which country? Third question. Try to answer third question very quickly. Is it Sudan? Third question. These cities recently attacked by USA. They belong to which country? Again, Manu Divakar. Very good. Iran. So answer to first one is Armenia. Second is Sudan. Third is Iran. I hope this has helped you to remember. Give me a heads up if you were able to answer these questions. So just by investing about 10 to 15 minutes of your time, you were able to answer almost a lot of more than 10 questions from the recent places in news. It is that simple if we do not complicate the process. Okay? Second, I'm also over here to tell you or to show you the perspectives through which you should be looking at your maps. What are the themes that you should be covering? What are the important regions that they could be asking? So, we'll be covering all these areas as well. Moving on to the next topic, which is how do I remember what I'm reading in the maps? So there's one thing to take a listing of all the important cities, places, regions that have been in news and to map it with a country. There is another thing to remember the countries associated with that particular country. For example, the neighboring countries of Iran. That topic we finished. So, the second approach should be to create mnemonics, to create certain tricks which can help you remember the following. Following means the neighboring countries. For example, the neighboring countries of India. Can you tell me the neighboring countries of India? That would be an easier question. They have asked neighboring countries of Ukraine. They asked about the Ukraine neighboring countries because Ukraine was in news. How can I remember all of these countries if I am not able to create a mnemonic or any trick out of it? For example, the one we created for Iran. That would help you to remember, to recall the countries of Iran, right? Neighboring countries of Iran. But what about Ukraine? Similarly, whenever you see any important country being attacked in news, in conflict, or becoming more strategically important for India, try to create mnemonic around their neighboring countries. That's the first thing. Second theme is countries which are bordering important seas. Seas which have been in news. Can you tell me some of the seas that have been in news this year? Persian Gulf. Persian Gulf is in news. Arctic Sea is in news. Any other sea? Baltic Sea was in news. Red Sea, UPSC has asked question, and anyway Red Sea is a very strategically important area, so Red Sea is in news. So at least for these seas, we need to remember the bordering countries. Got it? South China Sea, very good. So we will also cover it for South China Sea. There are certain seas which are more important as compared to others, even if they were not in news. These are Mediterranean Sea, that is Black Sea, there is Aral Sea, there is Caspian Sea. Right? Then there is Sea of Azov, very good. Marmara Sea, very good. But again, you cannot be confused in these small seas, because once you have taken a glimpse of the countries which are surrounding these small seas, it becomes easy to solve it. But for seas like Mediterranean seas, which is surrounded by more than 20 countries, therein you need to learn some trick to remember, to recall. So let us have a look into some of the tricks and let's learn it here itself, so that you won't have a lot of burden at your home. But at the same time, I'm inspiring you, I'm teaching you how to approach the mapping areas and the important themes. The third important theme where you need to put in the tricks is the important groupings of IR, which includes what are the countries of BIMSTEC, what are the countries of G20. You remember that these questions have been asked? These questions have been asked, right? Countries of G20, countries of G7, BIMSTEC countries, International Solar Alliance could be asked. So important countries, the countries of IMEC could also be asked. IMEC corridor can also be asked. INSTC corridor can also be asked. Right? NATO countries, very good. So, important strategic groupings and their countries, how will you remember them? Not by reviewing them again and again, because that would be wasting your effort. It is highly, highly recommended. Go for creating some mnemonic. Create a mnemonic or create some trick to remember these 3 themes. Some of them I will be teaching you, the others you have to take care of yourself. Or else you can also come and watch my lecture, which is going to get uploaded from next week onwards, wherein we will cover places from about 2 years comprising more than 100 places. We are going to quickly revise them to your utility in just 50 minutes. That is the idea behind that session. But let's say if you have already created a compilation, read it from somewhere else, then no need to multiply your efforts. Just classify, just see if you are able to create these tricks or not. Learn it from YouTube, learn it from Google, take notes and directly approach the question. This will simplify your mapping a lot. Got it? Chalo. Next, as I was talking about some tricks. So the most important sea that I could figure out for this year was Persian Gulf. So what are the bordering countries of Persian Gulf? First of all, where is Persian Gulf located? It is located broadly between 2 large countries, Iran and Saudi Arabia. Right? And how will you remember these countries? So I have created a mnemonic. You can create of your own. But for now, take it from me, borrow it from me. Subi ka IQ is 0. S for Saudi, U for UAE, B for Bahrain, I for Iran, K for Kuwait, I for Iraq, IQ, Iran, Qatar, 0 is O for Oman. Hi everyone, those who are attending it after a lot of time. Hello to you. So, this is the mnemonic which we have created. I hope you are taking it down in your notes so that you remember what are the bordering countries of Persian Gulf. Subi ka IQ is 0. So now let's say there are 5 options and in those 5 options one country is Yemen. Could this be the correct answer? Is Persian Gulf surrounded by Yemen? Is Persian Gulf bordering Yemen? Tell me yes or no. Yes, yes बोल दिया. ये क्या पढ़ा है अभी? Hi Bruce, I remember you. No, right? So it is not Yemen. Yemen is not bordering Persian Gulf. All of these countries are bordering. So we have learned the mnemonic. This is a highly potential question. Please take notes of it. Okay, next. Let's learn the next trick around Caspian Sea. So are you able to imagine Tariq sir? Are you able to imagine Tariq sir's face? How many of you are GS Foundation students? So if anybody is there, we have a history faculty. He is exceptional. His name is Tariq sir. So Tariq sir could be a good mnemonic for remembering the countries around Caspian Sea. So Caspian Sea is surrounded by Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Russia and Iran. So what is the exception over here? Is it surrounded by Uzbekistan? No. But is Uzbekistan also comprising of an important sea? Yes. A sea which has got degraded exponentially, critically endangered sea. Because of the drying of 2 rivers, Amu Darya and Sir Darya. Which is that sea? Which is that sea? That sea is Aral Sea. And Aral Sea is between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Very good. So we have also covered the mnemonic for countries around Caspian Sea. Moving to the next topic, I hope you all are taking notes. A very important sea is Black Sea. Look at the shape of the Black Sea. It looks like a burger, does it? It looks like a burger or not? A burger which is sandwiched between Turkey and the other nations. So one country is Turkey. It is a Turkish burger. And the neighboring countries are Georgia, Russia, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, which is an exception country, which is seemingly close by but not a part of Black Sea. This is Moldova. This question was asked in PYQ. It is not neighboring or it is not touching the Black Sea. In the Black Sea itself, there's a very important sea again. This is the Sea of Azov. Sea of Azov and Black Sea are connected with a small strait. The name of that strait is Kerch Strait. It is Kerch Strait. How have we remembered all these different countries? By creating a mnemonic around it, which is Turkish burger. Got it? Next. Another important sea is Red Sea. So what are the countries that surround or that touch the Red Sea? This can be learned with the help of acronym DESI. So with DESI, we have Djibouti, Eritrea, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Egypt and Yemen. You might get confused upon seeing Somaliland. Ma'am, what is Somaliland? I've only heard of Somalia. Somalia country has also got autonomy issues. These are also conflict-ridden zones, by the way. You could be asked about Somaliland and Puntland. Somaliland and this area is Puntland. And why they have been in news? Because they are asking for autonomy. Israel has supported the autonomy of Somaliland. So there's a strategic port of Somaliland by the name of Port Berbera. And the access to this port has been given to Israel. Why? Because it has acknowledged the autonomy of Somaliland. Good enough? Understood? So these are the countries surrounding Red Sea. I'm pretty sure most of you would have already seen these mnemonics. So we are quickly trying to revise them. If we have not already revised them, we will try to create, find them and then revise them. Because this is the only method, my dear students, to remember the countries. And this is how the questions are getting curated. So we have to be prepared for that. Do you agree? Do you agree? Okay. Now, another important one is the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea. What is important for Baltic Sea is that there is a Nord Stream, a very important gas pipeline being created which connects Germany to Russia. This pipeline is known as Nord Stream. Nord Stream. And because of Nord Stream being in news, and since it passes through the Baltic Sea becomes important. And so you could be asked, what are the countries that surround the Baltic Sea? How will you remember? With the help of this mnemonic, which is Rude, Germany, Cell, Poland and Finland. So we have Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. By the way, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, these three countries together are known as Baltic nations. The above countries, which is Norway, Sweden, Finland, are known as Scandinavian nations. From these Scandinavian nations, there is one which does not touch the Baltic Sea. There is one that does not touch the Baltic Sea, which is Norway. So in the question, you could get asked about Norway and you have to mark it as incorrect. Norway does not touch the Baltic Sea. So we have Poland, we have Germany, we have Russia, we have Denmark, we have Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, we have Sweden, we have Finland. I hope we have remembered this one as well. So can we try solve this question now? Can we try to solve this question now? Can you please wait for some time? I want to first finish this topic and then I'll be replying to the comment. Okay? I know that I'm reading the comment actively. I'll be replying to all of it. First, let's try to solve this. Question number 1. Match the following. Yemen touches Persian Gulf or not? Students. Yemen touches Persian Gulf or not? What have we read? What have we read? If you get asked about Yemen, is it right or wrong? It is wrong. Very good. Ethiopia touches Red Sea or not? Ethiopia touches Red Sea or not? Can you see this diagram? There were two E's. There were two E's in the DESI. The clarity is important. E is Egypt. Another E is for Eritrea. This is Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a landlocked country. It is again marred by a lot of conflicts. So a lot of conflict-ridden zones like like Oromia, then there's Amhara region, then there's Tigray region. They've been asked in PYQ, very much in news. So these conflicted regions are in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is this country right here. It is landlocked. Okay? So that statement is also incorrect. Can you answer the last one? Whether Norway is touching the Baltic Sea or not? Norway is touching the Baltic Sea or not? Very good. So you were able to answer 6 questions so far. Now, moving to another theme. And listen to this one very, very carefully. I am not only teaching you the important places in news, but I am also trying to teach you how to cover the other from other countries. So here, for this particular theme, which is conflict zones. See, do not wait for the conflict zones to be picked from the newspaper. The approach should be that you pick a continent and you use an AI tool and ask that AI tool to help you list down all the important conflict zones of that continent. Let's say, for example, we have taken Africa. Africa is also known as dark continent because of the heavy violence that is going on. Every third country in Africa is ridden by some violence, some military coups going on, malnutrition cases, tribal violence, lot of things are going on. Heavily conflict ridden. So we are going to start from Africa because a lot of questions of conflict are directly mapped to the continent of Africa. So what all questions can be asked? I have provided you the list. It won't go beyond this list. I can promise you that. So what are these countries? Let us read. First region, which is conflicted and in news. So what we are going to do, we are going to read the name of the region. We are going to map it with the country of Africa. I am going to do this exercise for the continent of Africa. This way you will be able to cover 10 to 12 such regions which are most potentially being asked. Some of them have been asked already in the PYQs. But from the other countries, for example, there is this, there's a South Africa from Asia. You need to cover it yourself. That is your homework. Okay. So the first place is the Katanga region. Katanga region is a mineral-rich region in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, this is also the region which is heavily ridden by violence. It is not a part of Sahel. Sahel is this region, that which is marked by blue color. This is Sahel region. Are you able to see this? Please listen to it very carefully. This is a very important theme I am touching down. So, Democratic Republic of Congo comprises of two regions. One mineral-rich region which is Katanga. It comprises of this mineral which is coltan, C-O-L-T-A-N. I will highlight the area as well. For your convenience, I will highlight the area also. This is Democratic Republic of Congo. There are two regions which could be asked from DRC. One is the Katanga region. Katanga region is mineral rich region, so people are fighting over the mineral availability. Next is the Kivu region. There is Lake Kivu. There are two lakes. Both of them are Lake Kivu. Two lakes, and the area around this fertile lake is heavily contested between two tribal groups. These two tribal groups are Hutus and Tutsis. They collectively fought so much in the last century, and since the last century they have been fighting, that the war between them is also known as the World War III, because it made different countries of Africa take sides of either Hutus and Tutsis. We are talking about DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. The region which is contested by these two tribes is Kivu region. Where is Kivu Lake located, you could be asked? It is located in Democratic Republic of Congo. Democratic Republic of Congo bordered by Rwanda and Burundi. So the lake lies in this region. This region is Kivu region. North Kivu, South Kivu was a question in UPSC Prelims. Haile Gubbi volcano was also in news. Very good. It was in Ethiopia. I told you in the beginning of the session. And I'll also be covering the list of the important disasters. So you could filter out what are the areas which you need to read, the other disasters which you can ignore. Okay. Katanga region completed. Let's move to the next country. First country is Democratic Republic of Congo. The next country is Ethiopia, the landlocked country of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is where a lot of mountains are there. It is a landlocked country with a lot of mountainous terrain. In Ethiopia, you have the following regions which are contested: Amhara region, Tigray region and Oromia region. Please note it down: Amhara, Oromia and Tigray region. They belong to which country? Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a landlocked country. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Are you able to understand, comprehend what I am saying? What are we reading? These are the conflict-ridden regions. अभी आपसे वो पूछेंगे कि where is Tigray region located? तो आप नहीं बता पाओगे if you have not attended the class, if you have not read it. The answer would be Ethiopia. Another important country from where a lot of contested regions are asked is Sudan. So in Sudan, we have read the following countries or the following regions, which is Darfur, Abyei region, Al-Fashar and Kordofan. Amongst them, Darfur was a PYQ. So we are taking hints and cues from the PYQ and then we are creating this list. So Darfur is in Sudan. You remember there was a question on Levant? There was a question on the Levant region. You remember that? Very good. Bruce is also highlighting the Afar triangle. Afar is also located in Ethiopia. There is another place which is known as Danakil Depression, that is also located in Ethiopia, but that I'll be covering in the static class, not right now. ठीक है? अभी हम सिर्फ उतना पढ़ेंगे जो कि एग्जाम के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो नेक्स्ट है, जैसे हमने लेवेंट रीजन पढ़ा था. लेवेंट रीजन क्या है? जो कि आपके मेडिटेरेनियन सी के ईस्ट साइड पे है. दिस रीजन इज लेवेंट रीजन. सिमिलरली टू मोर रीजन्स कुड बी आस्क्ड. यू नो दिस इज द कंट्री ऑफ लिबिया. तो लिबिया में आप एक लाइन ड्रॉ करिए. आप सब सुन रहे हैं? अटेंशन आ रहा है आपका? ठीक है, अब सुनिए. लिबिया में आप लाइन ड्रॉ करिए. सो फ्रॉम मोरक्को टिल लिबिया, दिस रीजन was historically known as the Maghreb region. This is Maghreb region. And the region from Egypt towards the West Asia, why are we naming it differently? Because the ethnicity is different. Even if all of them are having same geography, similar geography, which is all these countries have desert type of terrain. But till Libya, ethnically it is comprising of different kind of people. So therefore this is Maghreb region. And towards the east we have Mashrib region. Why have we learned this? Why are we reading about Maghreb and Mashrib? Because UPSC has asked question on Levant. Similarly, countries of Sahel could also be asked because the military coups are generally taking place in countries of Sahel. Recently, two countries were in news because again emergency was imposed and military coups also happened in these countries. They are Guinea-Bissau and Senegal. So they are also a part of Sahel region. Sudan is a part of Sahel region. However, coming back to the first question, yeah, civil wars are happening, military coups are happening, exactly. But is Egypt a part of Sahel region? No, Egypt is not. So we need to have that clarity. Which country comprises of this region, which are excluded. Moving on to another region, which is the Horn of Africa. So Horn of Africa comprises of Somalia, Eritrea and Ethiopia as well. Ethiopia is landlocked, does not touches the Red Sea, but it is a part of Horn of Africa. ठीक है? समझ में आया? Seed. Seed is a mnemonic to describe the countries of Horn of Africa. Got it? Next, the North and South Kivu region. Can you tell me North and South Kivu region? I'm hiding the answer. North and South Kivu regions are located in which country? The North and South region of Kivu are located in which country? Can you please answer this question? I have been repeating it again and again. The answer to this is Kivu region is located in Democratic Republic of Congo. So when I taught you about the multiple conflict-ridden regions, were you able to understand that they mostly are comprised and located and constricted to the following countries only? It is either, the answer is either DRC, or either it is Ethiopia, or either it is Sudan, or either one of the country of Sahel. Can this help you to eliminate questions? Can this help you to eliminate the options? It will help. Let's say they ask about Darfur and you are having a confusion on it, but you know that it is undergoing some military coup or it is undergoing some civil war, some ethnic clashes happening. Is it possible that it will be located in, let's say, Botswana or South Africa? No, because these areas are more peaceful zones because of high development. Right? I am reading the comments. Thank you so much. It is making me feel very happy, but at the same time, I want you to focus on this. Now, moving on to the next important theme. Now we have to learn the important communities which are conflict ridden. We all know about Rohingyas, about Uyghur region, the Rakhine state. We know about that, we have learnt about it, but there are few more conflict-ridden communities which were in news in the last 2 years. So let's learn them. Let's learn them. How many of you have learnt about the Druze community? They were brutally executed in Syria. The Druze community was present, or it is present in Syria, Lebanon and Israel. Are you able to locate? And recently it was persecuted by Syrian government. The Druze community was in news. Next, the Yazidis. Are you able to see what is written? Or do I need to amplify the font? Is this font visible to you? Yazidis are found in Iraq. Kurds are found in 4 countries: Turkey, Iraq, Iran and Syria. Please note it down. Uyghurs persecuted in China. Rohingyas in Myanmar. Kurds, Turkey, Iraq, Iran, Syria. Acronym would be SIT, SIIT. ठीक है. Yazidis, Iraq. Dilip, are you, can you please repeat your question? What are you asking for? Time zones? The Druze community, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and the Tigrayans. You remember the Tigray region we read in the last PPT? We read in the last slide. Tigray region belongs to Ethiopia. Tigrayans belong to Ethiopia. It's a part of Horn of Africa. Getting it? So if we are clear over here, let's move to the active recalling exercise. Okay? Let's brush up our memory and let's see how much are we able to recall out of the session and how much have we learned from the session. Okay? So Tigray region, a conflict-ridden zone. What time zone? It's not a geography class. What time zone? Okay. Anyway, Tigray. Tigray region belongs to, try to answer this question quickly. Tigray region belongs to which country? Which country? Which continent? Continent is Africa. Which country of Africa? Ethiopia. Very good. Answer is Ethiopia. बाकी बच्चे सो गए, रिकॉल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, नोट्स नहीं ले रहे हैं, तो आप सीख क्या रहे हो फिर? What are you learning then? Amhara region, conflict ridden. Amhara region is of, again, Ethiopia. If I ask about another region that was in news, Oromia in news. These are not just regions, these are also name of the communities which are getting persecuted. Kivu region belongs to which country? Very quickly. Kivu region belongs to which country? हमने क्या पढ़ा है अभी? DRC, very good. Democratic Republic of Congo, and Rohingyas in Myanmar. Very good. Excellent. Now moving to the next topic. These are certain important listings that I have provided to you. But also let me tell you, I am trying to teach you how to take notes of the important places in news very, very quickly and efficiently, and how to approach it. I am not here to tell you all the important places in news because that is for a separate class. I'll be creating a video that will get uploaded next week on the video section of Vajiram Ravi playlist. So you can be assured about that I will be teaching you all the important places in news. But for now, how to process multiple places in news very, very quickly. The first thing is prioritization, which means first, club all the important places in news under the following category. One category would be what are the conflict-ridden zones, climate change, aggrieved zones, strategic zones, which include sports, corridors, etc. Once you've clubbed it, okay, now you understand the main cause as to why it is in news. So for example, these are conflicted areas. They are in conflict, they are in news because either somebody is demanding sovereignty or sovereignty is getting transferred, or let's say some dispute has happened, civil war has happened. That is why these were in news. So how to process and remember them very, very quickly. This is an exercise that I'm going to take up for you in just 10 minutes. So keep up with my pace and try to focus on what I'm saying. थोड़ा chat करना हम बंद करेंगे अभी, ठीक है? हम उसी चीज का आंसर देंगे जो मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ. ओके, चलिए सबसे पहले हम आते हैं. We will very quickly learn why these places are in news and how to create notes of it. So first of all, let's say आप किसी भी PDF में रीड कर रहे हैं, किसी वीडियो से आपने रीडिंग करके रखी हुई है, तो आपको कैसे नोट्स लेने हैं? आपको सारी डिटेल नहीं लिखनी है. So let's say you read about the Chagos archipelago. So Chagos was in news. Why Chagos was in news? Because the sovereignty of the Chagos archipelago was transferred. First of all, the first line that you need to know is why this is in news. This is in news because sovereignty has been transferred from UK to Mauritius. तो Mauritius के पास इसकी sovereignty transfer हो गई है. Second, because हम mapping classes देख रहे हैं, तो I need to locate where Chagos archipelago is located. Where is it located? It is located to the west of Indian Ocean. It is located somewhere here. It was an erstwhile British Indian Ocean territory, but now Mauritius को उसकी sovereignty वापस transfer हो गई है. ठीक है? So Chagos is now a part of Mauritius. There's a very important island, the most strategic, the largest island of Chagos archipelago, that is Diego Garcia. In Diego Garcia, you will find the strategic port of the strategic airbase of both UK and USA. तो US का interest Diego Garcia में है, which is a part of Chagos Island. Now, whenever I'm learning mapping, मैंने आपको बताया कोई भी country island न्यूज में है तो सिर्फ उस island उस country को देख के आंखें नहीं बंद करनी है. ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं कि मैं blinders on करके एकदम सिर्फ country देख के बाहर निकल गए. उसके आसपास देखिए ताकि आपको relative location समझ में आए. So, am I able to see any other island आसपास? Am I able to see? So, of course, there is Seychelles, there is Mauritius, there is Maldives. Question on Maldives was asked in UPSC. There is a latitude which separates Minicoy of Lakshadweep with Maldives. That is 8-degree latitude. This separates Minicoy with Maldives. So, अगर आपको नॉर्थ से साउथ अरेंजमेंट करने के लिए आए और उसमें बीच में आ जाए चागोस आर्चिपेलागो, तो how will you arrange? Northernmost would be Maldives, then there will be Chagos, then there will be Mauritius. In the south, there will be Mauritius, and Diego Garcia is a part of Chagos. Got it? तो हमने Chagos archipelago complete कर लिया. Next topic, the Scarborough Shoal. Scarborough, why is it in news? It is disputed area between Philippines and China. Where is it located? First हमने क्या पढ़ा? इसका context क्या है? तो हमने सबसे पहले context पढ़ा, China and Philippines. Next, what we will read? Mapping. Where is it located? It is located in South China Sea. So, will I only see South China Sea? I will also cover the countries of South China Sea. Countries surrounding South China Sea. I will also see if there is any other island located around Scarborough Shoal and how is the spatial arrangement done, which means east to west arrangement कैसे है, north to south कैसे है. तो नॉर्थ में क्या है? पैरासेल आइलैंड, देन स्कारबोरॉग शोल, देन स्प्रैटली आइलैंड. All three have been in news because of the dispute between China and largely Philippines. Got it? ये टॉपिक भी हो गया. Next, Senkaku Island, Diago Island. This has been asked in PYQ. Senkaku Diago Island is a conflicted island between Japan and China. Right? Where is it located? It is located in East China Sea. Senkaku भी हो गया. Taiwan Strait, तो नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, it is between China and Taiwan. Dispute भी China Taiwan का था. It is not very important. इसके notes लेना important नहीं है. तो moving to the next one, the Bagram Air Base. Bagram Air Base. This is air base. Why is it in news? Because US wants this air base back. Where is this air base located? It is located in Afghanistan. So US wants it from Taliban. ये भी फिनिश हो गया. आपको सिर्फ इतने ही नोट्स बनाते जाने हैं. आप देखिए बहुत जल्दी आपके सारे प्लेसेस फिनिश हो रहे हैं. ठीक है? Next, the Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau was in news because again emergency happened, military coup happened over here. So Guinea-Bissau, if you will see in the map, it is sandwiched between, this Guinea-Bissau is sandwiched between Senegal and Guinea. Guinea is an equatorial region. This is an equatorial forest region. ठीक है? So Guinea-Bissau has been in news because of military coup that happened over here. I am reading the comment, Bruce. I am reading all the comments. I am just not replying because I am focusing on finishing this topic. And you should also finish first. ठीक है? चलिए, देखिए, आप देखिए, Guinea-Bissau हो गया. There is another country which is sandwiched between Senegal. So this country is Senegal. there is the country which is just between another country, sandwiched between one country. This country is Gambia. Gambia. So Gambia is sandwiched between Senegal. Senegal is a part of Sahel region. समझ में आया? अब मैं आपको बहुत ज्यादा और नहीं बताऊंगी इसके बारे में, नहीं आप बोर होने लगोगे, आपको लगेगा बहुत सारे फैक्ट्स आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमें बहुत सारे फैक्ट्स नहीं पढ़ने हैं. दैट इज अ गुड न्यूज. ठीक है, जस्ट लर्न 2 facts about different places. You will be good to go. Believe me. Got it? Next, Honduras. Honduras, where is it located? Honduras is located here. So it is touching the Caribbean Sea. It is not landlocked. It is touching the Caribbean Sea. And Honduras was in news. Why was it in news? पहला पॉइंट हमें यही देखना होता है. Honduras न्यूज में है because of violent political election. Elections हुए थे तो बहुत मारपीट हुई, यहाँ पे कुटाई हो गई प्रॉपर. तो हॉन्डुरस न्यूज में आ गया. और हॉन्डुरस कहाँ पे लोकेटेड है? ये सेंट्रल अमेरिका की कंट्री है जो कि बॉर्डर शेयर करती है कैरिबियन सी के साथ. ठीक है. Aryan, if you have joined Step Up Mentorship Batch, the moment you will fill the ham form, you will receive the mentor call, and from the very day itself, the mentorship will start. ठीक है. I will also check up on my sheet where to find your name and to get you connected with a mentor as soon as possible. So don't worry. ठीक है. चलो. अब येमेन वॉज इन न्यूज. अगेन रेड सी मिलिटेंसी, होती रेबल्स, तो येमेन काफी न्यूज में होता है. येमेन में भी 2 जगह ज्यादा न्यूज में है. एक उसका कैपिटल सना एंड बबल मैंडिब. नेक्स्ट, द गल्फ ऑफ टोनकिन. गल्फ ऑफ टोनकिन में भी डिस्प्यूट है. तो गल्फ ऑफ टोनकिन न्यूज में क्यों है? Gulf of Tonkin, because it lies in the South China Sea and the dispute is clearly between China and Vietnam. And this is also the Gulf where the Red River drains. Red River drains in Gulf of Tonkin. ठीक है. So हमने ये सारे टॉपिक फिनिश कर दिए within 5 minutes. Another important topic is Zangezur corridor and Netrism corridor. So students who are live, ठीक है, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कॉरिडोर है. इन दोनों में से कोई एक कॉरिडोर डेफिनेटली इस बार आने वाला है. दिस इज Zangezur corridor and the Netrism corridor. तो एक बार इसको देख लेते हैं. Let me zoom the screen and let me teach you the concept of these 2 corridors. Very quickly we will do this because the rest we have to do in the upcoming class. So, can you see 2 countries, Armenia and Azerbaijan? These 2 are contesting with each other because of the ethnicity clash. Right? In one place we have Muslims, in the other country we have Christians, and they are fighting for a common region which is Nagorno-Karabakh region. So, Nagorno-Karabakh region is a disputed region. It is located somewhere over here. This is the Nagorno-Karabakh region. This is disputed. This region is in Azerbaijan and it is claimed by Armenians. Now, if I want to move from Azerbaijan to, let's say, Iran or let's say to Turkey, Armenia will not allow me to go, right? So I have to create a transgressing corridor. This corridor is getting created in this province, which is the Zangezur province. This Zangezur province is a part of Armenia, but it is helping, the corridor is helping to connect Azerbaijan with the western part of Asia. So this is Zangezur corridor. There is another corridor. Let's say Armenia wants to reach to Nagorno-Karabakh region. So it can do so by another corridor which passes through again Azerbaijan. This corridor is Lachin corridor. This corridor is the Lachin corridor. So we learned 3 important places with respect to Armenia and Azerbaijan conflict. One is the Nagorno-Karabakh region, the disputed one, then the Zangezur corridor, then the Lachin corridor. Are we clear on this? Moving to another important corridor, and this belongs to the Gaza Strip. There are basically two corridors which have been in news. One is the corridor that divides North Gaza with South Gaza. This region is Netrazim corridor. And then the corridor which joins Gaza with Egypt is Philadelphia corridor. Very important because when they wanted humanitarian aid, the Gaza people were moving through this corridor only. This was the only escape to move out of Gaza. This is the Philadelphia corridor. And the one which divides North and South Gaza, and it was claimed by Israeli forces. Now they have evacuated this region. This place is Netrazim corridor. Strategic places, important. Got it? Chalo. The next topic is the important ports. 4 ports are more important as compared to other ports this year. These ports are Chabahar port of Iran, strategic port of India. The Duqm port. Where is Duqm port located? Duqm port is located in Oman. Strategic port of India. That is why it is in news. The Pasni port is a very important place in news because the Pasni port of Pakistan is now given to USA. So USA will be building a strategic port in the Pasni area of Pakistan. This is Pasni port. Next is the Bandar Abbas. The Bandar Abbas port of Iran. Very good. And the Port Louis has also been a news. Port Louis is located. It is a strategic port located in Mauritius. Got it? Next topic is the important disasters that have occurred or the physical geographical event that have occurred. Okay, let's very quickly do them. First is Haile Gubbi volcano. Haile Gubbi volcano. अब आपको लगेगा वॉल्केनोस या तो रिंग ऑफ फायर कंट्रीज में होंगे या तो मेडिटेरेनियन रीजन पे होंगे, बट यूनिकली ये इथियोपिया में हुआ है. इट हैज अकर्ड इन इथियोपिया. इथियोपिया इज आल्सो वेरी टेक्टोनिकली एक्टिव, यू नो. इथियोपिया से 3 प्लेट पास होती हैं. सो दिस इज इथियोपिया. This is the Afar triangle. Let me zoom it up. So this is Ethiopia. And this is the place where Afar triangle is located. Now this area, this triangle is surrounded by 3 tectonically active plates. One is the Nubian plate, then there is Arabian plate, then there is African plate. 3 of them are converging. And as a result of this, we will find the hottest place on earth which has the land having fumes evaporating because of the tectonic activity, which is Danakil depression, is also located here in Afar triangle. So in the Afar triangle itself, there is a volcano which is erupted for the first time in this Holocene epoch. For the first time. So this makes this volcano important as compared to other volcanoes. So many volcanoes keep erupting. There's Stromboli, there is Etna, they keep erupting. कभी स्मोक आ रही है, कभी वॉर्टेक्स रिंग आ रही है उनसे, वो इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता. इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि हाईली गुब्बी वॉल्केनो कहाँ पे इरप्ट हुआ है. इट इज इन इथियोपिया. ओके, चलो बच्चों, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है another important volcano. In fact, you know, when Haile Gubbi volcano erupted, the fumes could be seen in India also. It was that much eruptive. It was that violent. And another very violent volcano coming from the east part of Indian subcontinent is Mount Levotoki Laki. So this is of Indonesia. Laki is of Indonesia. There are various volcanoes in Indonesia which are named after Levotobi, right? So wherever you see the word Levotobi, it would belong to Indonesia. And these are very highly violent eruptive volcanoes, very active volcanoes. Got it? So Levotobi, Laki. Next is the Popocatépetl. So this volcano is also known as zombie volcano, because till now it has not erupted, but the base, the root of this volcano is showing some underground activity. So it might erupt in future. It is known as a zombie, a hidden, a suppressed volcano. This is the Popo volcano, and the Popo volcano is located in Mexico. Another important volcano. Next is Fuego volcano. Fuego volcano is located in the Ring of Fire, particularly in the Central American country of Guatemala. Fuego volcano from Guatemala. Next is the Uturuncu volcano. Uturuncu volcano has erupted from Bolivia. It again erupted. Names are strange, that is fine, but that is why we are learning, because the names which are common, you would anyway find it in the NCERTs or in the GC Leong book, right? And you can map it up with the countries. Either the countries will belong to the Mediterranean Sea region or it will belong to the Ring of Fire. But these are the names which are very unique and could be asked because they have uniquely erupted, right? So the Uturuncu volcano belongs to Bolivia. Bolivia is also famous for one very important critical mineral. Can you name that? Let me check your attentiveness. Can you name an important mineral which is found in abundance in the country of Bolivia? Lithium. Very good. There is a particular area in Bolivia which is called as Salar de Uyuni. And this, students, is a salt pan desert, where you will find the largest concentration of lithium. So the largest concentration of lithium is found in one particular salt pan, which is Salar de Uyuni, located in Bolivia. Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, they form part of lithium triangle. Very good. Now, this is a quick revision of the country of Ethiopia, because we read a lot of things from Ethiopia. So now what we will do? Now we will enter the third stage of mapping, which is consolidation. So you now look into a country and try to remember everything that you have read so far across different themes. So the first process was to create a list. Second was to categorize them into themes. Then the third would be to try to recall all the events that you have read country-wise. When it comes to Ethiopia, the capital is Addis Ababa. This is the diplomatic capital of Ethiopia, because herein you will find lot of United Nations conferences. African Union का headquarter भी यहाँ पे है. So यहाँ पे बहुत सारे headquarters होते हैं. In fact, Prime Minister Modi ji recently visited Addis Ababa. This was in news. Now, the Grand Renaissance Dam across the Blue Nile River is also situated in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, we read, is a landlocked country. आप मेरे साथ recall कर पा रहे हैं? Ethiopia is a landlocked country, हमने पढ़ा है, ठीक है? उसके बाद हमने क्या देखा? Is it a part of Horn of Africa? Is it a part of Horn of Africa, students? It is a part of Horn of Africa. Ethiopia is heavily ridden by a lot of conflict areas, there's civil war happening, ethnic clashes are happening between different communities and regions. We read about some of the regions. Could you name them? There is Tigray region, there is Amhara region, there is Oromia region. We also read about the Afar Triangle being tectonically active and belonging to Ethiopia. We read about the hottest place on the earth, Danakil Depression, which is also located in Ethiopia. We also read about highly Gubbi volcano, which is also located in Ethiopia. So herein what we did, we tried to recall everything that we have read with respect to one country. You can perform a similar exercise with respect to Sudan, and this will make you love the exercise of mapping. You will ultimately start liking maps because you are now able to correlate everything. So what we have done, what is the scientific method we have deployed in learning the science of spaces, which is geography? What method have we deployed? First of all, we've collected the data. We have categorized the data into important themes that are asked from UPSC per se. We have not went on a deeper levels with respect to those things because we know finally we will be consolidating everything with respect to country. So now we will move country wise and try to recall what all we know. Similar approach should be followed for Indian mapping as well. Similar thing should be followed for Indian mapping as well. Okay, again to help you with the same, I will bring up the session on 100 plus most important places in news from the last 2 years. So stay tuned. We've learned the following things from Ethiopia. There's another mountain which erupted. So if you will find any volcano erupting from Africa, it is most likely to happen. It is most likely to happen in Ethiopia, because in Ethiopia we have got the Afar triangle, which is very tectonically active. So Mount Fentel is also tectonically active. यहाँ से भी eruption हुआ volcano का. हाईली गुब्बी वोल्केनो भी इरप्ट हो गया है यहाँ पे. डेनिकल डिप्रेशन से मेंटल की फ्यूम्स आते हैं, ये भी हमने पढ़ लिया है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्लास दिलीप विल बी अपलोडेड नेक्स्ट वीक. नाउ moving to the last and the most important theme, which is the climate change. Climate change. Dileep, have you heard my reply? I'm telling you that the next class will happen in the next week. Okay, it will be a recorded class and you can avail it on the YouTube video section of Vajiram. Okay, like this video will be uploaded in the live section. There is another category which is the video section. So you can avail it over there. Are we clear? If we are clear, can we move to the next topic, environment change and climate change? So from here, the first one is the Pugad Island. Pugad Island is submerging. This island is submerging and Pugad Island is located in Philippines. Are you able to recall the Gardi Sugdub Island, from which millions of people have been displaced because the island was sinking? Gardi Sugdub is located, yes, Afar triangle also extends to Djibouti, right? Now, talking about Pugad Island, it is located in Philippines. Gardi Sugdub Island that we talked about initially in the class is located in Caribbean Sea. Tuvalu Island, exactly, that is also sinking. Then you will find the name of this Sangai forest. What I want to tell you over here is, it is not important. This is not important because some species was discovered. So whenever you find any place in news with respect to environment where some new species has been discovered, that is not of our concern. It's not important. So we will cut those themes. This will only happen if you will listen to the session attentively. ठीक है, अगर हम आराम से ले बैक होके आराम से सुन रहे हैं कि मैम बोल रही हैं, मैम का काम है बोलना, हमारा काम है सुनना, प्रोसेस करना हमारा काम नहीं. अगर हमारी ये अप्रोच आएगी तो हमें नहीं समझ में आएगा. तो कुछ एरियाज इंपॉर्टेंट है करने के लिए, कुछ एरियाज हमें नहीं कवर करने हैं. कहीं पे नई एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशी मिल गई, कोई नया ट्री मिल गया, वो सब हमें नहीं कवर करना है. ठीक है, अगर वो सब कवर करने लगेंगे, देयर विल बी नो एंड टू कलेक्टिंग द प्लेसेस इन न्यूज. यू विल बिकम अ कलेक्टर ऑफ प्लेसेस इन न्यूज, विच वी डोंट हैव टू बिकम. वो हमारा सपना नहीं है, राइट? नेक्स्ट इज द Vanuatu Island. This is very important. Vanuatu Island belongs to Melanesia. Melanesia ग्रुप क्या होता है? आपने ऑस्ट्रेलिया देखा हुआ है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के जस्ट ऊपर न्यू गिनी का ये जो पूरा आइलैंड है, दिस इज मेलेनेशिया. दिस इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ पॉलिनेशिया, नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ माइक्रोनेशिया, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ मेलेनेशिया. So the Vanuatu Island has been in news because of its climate activism. ये इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस में जाके बोलते हैं कि जो एनवायरमेंट डिग्रेडेशन हो रहा है, इसके अगेंस्ट हमें प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ ह्यूमन राइट, बिकॉज they want to declare, they want ICJ to declare environment degradation as ecocide, and they want legal rights, they want protection against it. So this one country has been very active with respect to climate activism, climate protection against environment degradation, very, very active. Okay? Next, the Rottnest Island. Now, the Rottnest Island, which you will find in Australia, this was also in news. Another important island, which was in news, it's not an island actually, this is the first ever mountain which has got legal rights. Mountain which has got legal rights. Why? In order to give respect to the Maori community, the Maori indigenous tribes, and the Maoris belong to, it's very much in news, Maoris belong to New Zealand. So Maoris की request थी कि उनका जो religious mountain है, Mountain Taranaki, should be given the right, should be given legal rights, just like how we give it to humans, for its protection, for its preservation. This is another list that I have created. What I want you to do is to take screenshot. So I'll remove myself from the screen for 5 seconds. Please take a screenshot. I cannot narrate because we have time constraint with respect to this session. I know you should be doing something else also now. आपको चाय पीने का मन हो रहा होगा, सबका tea break का time होगा. So without wasting much time, just take the screenshot. Note down the important places which could be asked, because these are the drying lakes of the world. Lake Urmia, located in Iran. Lake Pupo, located in Bolivia. Lake Miad, Lake Mar Shekita, Lake Chad, Aral Sea, they have been asked. Lake Sapanka of Turkey was also in news. ठीक है, तो ये सारे क्लाइमेट चेंज, हैबिटेट डिग्रेडेशन से रिलेटेड प्लेसेस इन न्यूज थे. तो अगर हमने ये कर लिया है, सो आर वी नाउ रेडी टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस? आर वी रेडी फॉर द क्वेश्चंस? चलो, लेट अस टेक अप दिस एक्सरसाइज. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. Which island has been transferred to Mauritius recently? Give me the answer very, very quickly. Which island's sovereignty has been transferred to Mauritius recently? Can you tell me? Chagos is the correct answer. Very good. Next question. Which volcano has erupted for the first time in this epoch? In this era, for the first time, this volcano has erupted. I can also give you another clue. This is in Ethiopia. Which volcano is that? Haile Gubbi, Ankit. Very good. Next question. Which mountain has got legal rights recently? Which mountain has got legal rights recently? Can you answer this? Answer to this is Mount Taranaki of New Zealand. ठीक है, आ गया. अब हमने रिवाइज कर लिया सब कुछ, आपको कॉन्फिडेंट फील हो रहा होगा. अब मैं आपको बताती हूँ व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन्स विच यू शुड कवर. जैसे लास्ट ईयर दे हैव आस्क्ड अबाउट द कंट्रीज वेयर एंडीज माउंटेन आर लोकेटेड, राइट? दे आस्क्ड अबाउट दैट. सो आपने देख लिया कौन सी कंट्रीज हैं. जैसे वेनेजुएला से एंडीज नहीं पास हो रहे हैं. सो फ्रॉम कोलंबिया, इक्वाडोर, पेरू, Chile, Argentina, these are the countries to which Andes properly passes. Similarly, Sahel region, I talked about the Sahel region. These are the countries, transitional zone between desert and the equatorial region. These are the countries which belong to Sahel region. Another one, आपसे पूछा जाएगा कौन कौन से states हैं जो कि जिससे हिमालयास पास हो रहे हैं. कौन से स्टेट है जिससे एल्प्स पास हो रहे हैं, एंडीज माउंटेन रेंज पास हो रहा है, साहेल पास हो रहा है, हॉर्न ऑफ अफ्रीका की कंट्रीज कौन सी हैं, आर्कटिक सर्कल की कंट्रीज कौन सी हैं. और आपसे ये भी पूछा जा सकता है और आपको प्रिपेयर कर लेना चाहिए कि द कंट्रीज विच पासेस थ्रू इंपॉर्टेंट लैटिट्यूड्स, पासेस थ्रू इक्वेटर, ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न. ठीक है, गॉट इट? Some again important themes. One is the major international rivers. So there's one thing to learn the Indian rivers and you should do it very holistically, meaning you should read the important cities. Let's say Hampi पूछ लिया है, तुंगभद्रा पे है, ये आपसे पूछा जा सकता है. कोई national park which is passing through that river, that also could be asked. But apart from that, the right bank and the left bank tributaries, when we talk about the international rivers, let's say the Congo River, they could never ask, they have never asked about the tributaries. They have not really asked about the specific things. They have asked about if any important capital is situated in that particular river, what is the source point and where is it draining? And the most important topic has been, where is it draining into? So for example, Congo River is draining into Atlantic Ocean or Indian Ocean? Congo River is draining into Atlantic Ocean. Zambezi River is draining into Indian Ocean. So drain points are very, very important, easy to remember. For example, we read about the Gulf of Tonkin, South China Sea. Gulf of Tonkin में कौन drain कर रहा है? Red River. This is what we need to remember and how we need to read. Another important theme, physical features. Read about the important plateaus, important mountains, important deserts. Like this one. And where are they located? ठीक है? And finally, focus more on West Asia. Because see, if I'm telling you, the important theme is the conflict-ridden zones. So there are two important conflict-ridden zones of the world. अगर आपके पास टाइम की कमी है, रिविजन की बैंडविड्थ की कमी है, अभी तो है, सबके पास है, अभी आप सब लिस्ट बनाएंगे, अभी आप सारी चीजें पढ़ेंगे. But just before approaching the examination, which are the two areas you should invest into more, revise more? These are the places and news of West Asia and of Africa. ठीक है? Because questions from these two regions have been asked more frequently. Why? Conflict है, lakes यहाँ पे dry हो रहे हैं, rivers यहाँ पे degrade हो रहे हैं, forest यहाँ पे degrade हो रहे हैं, lot of reasons, right? So the first region would be West Asia. To read it thoroughly, irrespective of whether something has been asked or not. वो आपसे सीरिया पे भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है? वो आपसे कतर पे भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, because Qatar was in news because of Al Udeid air base of USA that was attacked in Qatar, right? They could ask about the Duqm port of Oman. I have given you a broad listing of the places that were featured in the last 2 years. For example, UAE say you had some islands which were contested: Abu Musa, Greater Tunab, Lesser Tunab. Jebel Ali से क्या पास होता है? The IMEC corridor. And the Strait of Hormuz is also located over there. Then Saudi Arabia से कौन सी news है? Jeddah was a news. Dammam port was a news. Rubal Khali desert, the largest desert of the world, that is also a news. Then Iraq was a news because of the ethnic clashes in the Nineveh province. So Nineveh province is in Iraq. And communities in news from Iraq that were conflict-ridden, that were prosecuted, were Kurds and Yazidis. So we have broadly covered West Asia. We have learned about a lot of places in news. If you will revise this session, you will be able to recall it very, very quickly. And this is how I'm also going to approach the upcoming video, where I'll try to cover more than 100 places very, very quickly, so that it suits your timetable, and it also caters to the efficiency of finishing places in news. So that is also important, Dilip, right? There are a lot of places which are important. Of course, it was not under the scope of this session. I only wanted to tell you the strategy to make you self-sufficient so that you can yourself also finish the places in news topic. Okay? But once we are done with this, we will now be winding up the session. This is also a gentle reminder for you. If you are interested to join the Step Up Mentorship Program, do join the scholarship test. Step Up Mentorship Program, the next batch is going to commence from 1st of May. And I will be very happy to have you over there to mentor you so that you can reach and you can fulfill your dreams as early as possible. Right? So thank you so much, everyone. Now I'm open to taking up your doubts. Please let me know if there is anything that I can help you with, if I can answer any doubt. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you for the appreciation. Is there anything I can help you with? Do we have any doubt? With respect to the PPT, I do not think that it will be convenient from our side and from your side also to avail this PPT, because it does not comprise of all the places in news at one place. So just wait for the next week's session. Okay? Video will be uploaded. PPT will be uploaded as well. It is a free of cost session that we are going to provide from our side to save your prelims, especially the places in news topic. So be assured that you will get to have almost all the places in news. So kindly do not ask for this particular PPT. Okay, this will not be made available. Okay. So is there anything else I can help you with? We are winding up the session in 1 minute. How to learn the map? So whenever you approach map, do not see it at the macro level. Move region wise, move continent wise. So pick up one continent, try reading it. Within one continent, pick up one area, let's say Horn of Africa, and try reading all the countries. Okay? Or pick up one theme, for example, the conflicted areas. The conflicted areas, type it down on any AI tool or Google and figure out all the conflicted areas of one particular continent. So move continent wise or move theme wise. Okay? That will help you. I will be teaching you a lot of places in news, which is going to, the video is going to get uploaded the next week. And this will take care of almost all the important places in news that could get featured. I'm going to cover it from the last 2 years, and we will make it very, very quick so that it adds on to your efficiency. How many mock full length tests are good for prelims? More than mock tests, what is important is you to solve PYQ in timed manner. So take the PYQs from 9 to 11 and do them. There is no count to how much mock lengths are good enough. It depends upon revision, how many times you have revised, how well are you performing. But giving mock test and being being doomed by your marks that you are getting from mock test is not a very good idea. So if you're not scoring good marks, keep it minimal. It's not very important. What is more important is that you do PYQs. All the national parks are not important. That's a very good question. National parks which have been in news, national parks of Northeast India, national park of Western Ghats are more important as compared to others. How do we get your last important checklist for pre? As I have told you in the last session also, in the information box, you will find a link. If you will sign up for that link, by the end of filling your information, you will get the access of that PDF. This is how you can download that PDF. And I hope you all are keeping up with the checklist. I have provided you a very holistic checklist. I hope that you are utilizing it. How many years of PYQs? Last 7 years of PYQ is a minimum count that I can give. There is no limit to it. Thematically, you can go up to 15 years, but that is thematically. Let's say you are trying to solve polity papers, so go for up to 15 years. उससे कम में तो नहीं हो पाएगा, लेकिन अगर आप timed manner में करना चाह रहे हो, let's say 9 to 11 you want to do PYQs, then you can do from last 7 years. Okay? You didn't get from it? Acha, so I will ask the team to pull the PDF and shoot it to your email ID. If you have filled the form, you will definitely get the PDF. Okay, chalo. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much for attending the session. See you in the next one. Till we meet again, all the very best for your examination. I'm always rooting for you.